Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Zydash here and welcome back to another tutorial video where today we're taking on another challenge of the how YouTubers make their thumbnail series. Last time we did how Preston does his thumbnails, so today I decided that it would be appropriate if we went over and did Woofless this time. So we're gonna be doing how MrWoofless makes his thumbnails. Now, if you guys want to see more of these type of tutorials, you know what to do. Be sure to go down and leave a like. Last video we got 8 likes. It's not bad, but it's also, I'd say it's like decent, you know, it's more than average. So let's try to get at least 10 likes on this video and I'll come up with another YouTuber for another tutorial. But most of all, subscribe. I got a few more subscribers. We hit 200 subscribers last week. We're currently at 204 right now, so that is amazing. Let's try and keep up the work. Thank you to all of you for your contribution. If it wasn't for you, I don't know where I would be right now, but let's just get right into the video. Alright, so for this tutorial, it's gonna be some of the similar things that we needed to make this thumbnail if you guys watch my previous one. So you're gonna need Photoshop, which I have open right now because, you know, most large YouTubers use Photoshop. You're also gonna need the replay mod again for some character poses, and last but not least, we're going to need a texture pack, which you can easily get. I'm gonna link it in the description below for you guys. So we're gonna use all 3 of those things. So what I want to do now is go to File, click New, and we're just gonna type this tutorial Woofless, and let me do that. Remember, 1920 by 1080p or 1280 by 720 if you're doing regular HE. Hit OK, and now what we need are our is a background. Woofless, you know, his style of thumbnails has changed over the years, and that's natural. You don't need to stay the same style for a long time because it gets boring. So what I'm trying to do for this one is to have Woofless on one side, Preston on the other side with 2 different backgrounds, and then a white line separating them, because, you know, he likes to do factions and prisons mostly, so that's what his channel is based on, and him and Preston are like rivals. So I'm gonna have Woofless in diamond armor and Preston looking like a noob, because obviously he wants to make himself look better in this thumbnail. So that's what we're gonna do. So I already have Minecraft open up and the resource pack here already loaded up, so that's what it looks like. Okay, done. So I've already recorded using the replay mod. If you guys aren't familiar on how to do that, I suggest you go into the tutorial before you proceed. So first thing first, we're going to go in first one to get the pose. So we're going to click on this, hit load. So what you want to do is pose your character, and I already posed mine in this video. So we got Woofless in the gear, in the diamond gear. Hold on, let me just take off this texture pack real quick so that the diamond armor actually looks like diamond armor. Alright, so I'm gonna scroll a little. Here we go, with the diamond sword and the diamond armor like I was talking about. Let me just go back. I was doing something weird. Okay, so not exactly what I want it to be. Okay, let me see. I think this might be it. Alright, we're just gonna use this. We're gonna use this. So hit F1 when you got your pose that you want and get it in the right spot. When you get it in the right spot, all you gotta do is hit F2. This is why I love the replay mod. Let me just... Why am I so much of a perfectionist, guys? I'm sorry. You know, I'm just gonna hit F2. Doesn't need to be perfect. I mean, or you guys might want to be perfect if you're using it as an actual thumbnail. But anyway, we go back into the replay viewer, and now I'm going to do the same for Preston one. So I just changed the skins, you know, which is easy with the new Minecraft launcher, just so you guys know. All right, there we go. And now I'm gonna pose him. I try to put leather armor on him, but then it just didn't seem right, so I just took off his armor and so that the fire logo on his chest could show. No sword, no nothing, just completely naked compared to Woofless, who is in almost full diamond. You want to get them when they're looking slightly to the left, but their body is pointing in almost a different direction. So I think this is good. And 1, 2, 3, F2, and we should be good. So now we got our characters and we're gonna cut them out in Photoshop, and now we're gonna get our backgrounds for the thumbnail. So what I did was just got some dirt, built it up like that, and then I got some diamonds for Woofless because obviously he's pro, so I built it up that. So I need, this is where the texture pack comes into play, because you want it to look nice and clean, and that's what Woofless does in his thumbnails. He uses this texture pack, which is, I think it's an 8x8 texture pack, by the way. So if you guys also want to have nice clean looking thumbnails and also have a boost in FPS, then you guys should really download this texture pack. Let me just set the time today so it's bright. All right, there we go. And it doesn't need to be accurate when you take a screenshot, because you can always resize it in Photoshop. Keep that in mind. So we're gonna hit F2 for this, and then F2, we want everywhere to be diamond, so we're gonna go a little up. That's why I built it higher, and hit F2. Trying to get it right. F2 for this one as well. All right, so we got all our screenshots. Now we can head into Photoshop and start, doing the magic. All right, guys, so we're back in Photoshop. Now I'm gonna go to File. If you're in Adobe Photoshop CC, you're gonna see Place Embedded or Place Linked. Hit Place Embedded, and we're gonna look for the screenshots, all the screenshots that we took. So I'm here in my Minecraft folder, so we're gonna go to screenshots and then scroll all the way down. The most recent ones are always in the bottom, so we're gonna, I think you can choose, no, you cannot choose more than one at once. All right, so we're gonna click place and then do the same for every other one. Scroll down, Preston, Place Embedded, dirt background, and finally diamond background. So these ones are obviously gonna go underneath. Let me just fix that up right now. Okay, so we're gonna make these invisible by clicking on the eyes next to the mini thumbnails down here, and then we're gonna make this invisible. We're gonna put this one on the left, so let's just move that over. All right, hit Control T, and now we'll be able to resize it, and hit Alt and scroll out so that you can see more of them. Like, well, just zoom out of the, All right, so we're gonna move this. The good thing about CC, which is Creative Cloud versions of Adobe, is that it automatically has this hot pink marker that shows where the center or the halfway point of any image you have is. So I'm just gonna resize this real quickly so I'm satisfied. I'm actually going to right click this, hit rasterize, and then what I'm actually gonna do is cut off some of the parts so that that's just my personal preference. You guys don't have to do this, but that's just me. All right, so we're gonna do that, select that, hit delete, and then select some of this and also hit delete. Now I'm gonna try and resize this. Okay, once you got to resize, hit enter. Now we're gonna do the same for the diamonds background. Alright, so both of our backgrounds are lined up nice and neat, and now we're going to put a white bar between them just so it looks like it just pops out, like the line that goes in between them. So the way I do it is I go to your rectangular tool, click it, and simply just drag down the line. It doesn't have to be right over exactly where you want it, because you can always move it over or adjust it. make sure the stroke is off, which you can do by selecting that, and the fill is white because we're going to be using white for this. So once you do that, click your move tool and resize it till it's the center, just like that. And to give it more definition, we're going to double click the rectangle, which is what it's called, and just go down and click drop shadow so that looks like that. And you can play around with the settings a bit and make it wider, change the distance, you know, all that stuff. I'm going to keep the distance at 0. Not really do that much with the spread, and I'm gonna hit OK. Okay, so now that we got our background set, we still need to make a few adjustments to it. We're gonna start cutting out our characters, Woofless, and press in place. So we're going to make Woofless visible, and we're gonna zoom in, and we're gonna use the polygonal lasso tool, and we're just gonna, you know, trace out Woofless. Alright, now that we got Woofless traced out, make sure his layer is selected, and now all you gotta do is hit Control C and then Control V, and then that pastes him and only him, and you can make this invisible, and we're just gonna move him over here for now. And now we're gonna do the same for Preston. Done. Control C, Control V, and we can get rid of that and move Preston over here where the dirt is. So now we're going to resize them, readjust them so that they fit perfectly into their designated areas. Now that we have done that, that's basically it for the actual thing. What I want to do now is add like a versus, like the word versus right here, because like I said, this is factions. So first off, I'm just going to select the rectangular tool again and just draw a rectangle like this. And if you guys can notice, this is similar to Woofless thumbnail, which he did a couple of days ago. It was a new versus pro. So now what we're gonna do, deselect fill and hit stroke this time. So we're going to adjust how wide the stroke is just by going up here. I think that is good. So after we've done that, we're going to click the move tool and make sure this is all centered nicely. Alright, I think that's it. I'm just judging it by the hot pink lines that appear, so I think that's good. But just to be safe, I'm just going to use the rectangular marquee tool, select the entire thing, go to the move tool and hit align vertical centers and align horizontal center. See, now it is exactly in the center of the entire thumbnail. So after we do that, now we're gonna click the text tool and click anywhere on screen, doesn't really matter, and we're gonna type in versus right, and resize the font real quick. I think that's good, and we're going to move it. We can't see it now because everything's white, but that's okay. We just need to add finishing touches. First off, I think we're gonna start with the actual background. So we are going to go to our beautiful adjustments and click brightness contrast. So we're just gonna make everything brighter, you know, beautiful and brighter. just like that. I think that's good. And add a little contrast. Now Woofless likes to use a lot of contrast in his videos, so this is perfect right here, where the when the dirt starts to almost like change color and become a more vibrant color. Same thing with diamonds here. I like how this looks now. So now I think we're done for the background. Now we're going to start adding the finishing touches on the actual characters. I'm going to put more emphasis on Woofless because he is the pro here with all the diamonds and stuff. So we're going to double click his layer, and we are going to first of all add a stroke, a nice stroke. So we're going to make this stroke white first of all, and you can just readjust the size, so whatever you like. I think, all right, so change it to 10. 10 seems to be the hot spot for all of the stroke sizes for anything, regardless of what it is. And now what we're going to do is add an inner shadow, because just in case you didn't crop it like, you know, to the T, there's gonna be like some white spots just on the outline of the character. So what that does is not only does it make it pop out more, but it also, you know, makes those white spots less visible. So again, you can always readjust the size or whatever your preference is, but don't overdo it, because if I overdo it, then it just looks very weird. So just make it a low number, like from, I'd say about between 10 and 20. So I'm going to leave it at 18, because actually, you know, I'll just make it completely 20 just because. And so yeah, there we have. And for Preston, I can see the white spots too, so we're gonna do the same. Actually, my little trick from the last tutorial, another layer have the same effects as the previous layer. All you gotta do is right click that layer that has the effects, click copy layer style, and then right click that layer that you want to apply the styles to, and click paste layer style, and there we go. You see now, you can see the white spots that I was talking about, and now you don't see them anymore. It's just like magic. And now we're going to add the finishing touches to our text here. So we're gonna double click this. Obviously we're going to add a stroke, so click stroke, and we're going to make the stroke black. So click the color and drag all the way down to the bottom left corner so that it is black. And we're going to add a gradient. We're going to use this gradient that I was talking about, set the opacity to 100%. All right, here it is, starburst transparent. So all you got to do is go on Google and type in starburst transparent. It's pretty easy to find. So we're just gonna resize this now so that it you know, fits perfectly. So I think I'm just gonna do it like that, because it doesn't really matter. I don't think the quality is downgraded that much if you drag down. Now look at that, it looks nice. I don't even think we need to add any effects to it so that it blends in better, because I think it looks fine already. Yeah, I think it's fine. I'm gonna put it under the brightness and contrast because it makes it look even better. And then one more thing that I want to do is like make this square like a blur, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to first of all go to that rectangular layer, click the rectangular marquee tool. So after you click the rectangular marquee tool, all you have to do is first of all select dirt, just like that, and then hit Control C to copy, Control V to paste. And then we're gonna do the same for the diamond. So select the diamond layer, hit every select this area within the square, Control C, Control V, and there we go. And we're gonna drag it up next to each other, and we're gonna select both of them by selecting one, holding shift, and selecting the other one, hit Control E to merge them. And now we're going to go to filter, blur, and Gaussian blur. Let's do 10 again. Actually, I think 11. Yeah, 11's good. Alright, so 11, hit OK, and it has like that nice blur effect. It's not that noticeable, but it's noticeable enough, I guess. I'm gonna drag that on top of the starburst though. There we go, there we go. That's what I wanted to get. So we have the starburst, we have that nice blur effect underneath the text, and I think that is about it. Like, you guys can always make the two characters pop out more by adding a brightness to the two of them, and this is it. Like a very simplistic, nice thumbnail. It's not fast to make like a presence. This takes a little more time, so if the length of this tutorial is over 30 minutes, I do apologize, but this is how I think Woofless makes his thumbnails, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial of how I think MrWoofless makes his thumbnails. If you guys want to see me attempt to do one for another YouTuber, you can show your support by leaving a like down below, commenting any of your suggestions, and subscribing for more content. It helps me out a lot, keeps me motivated. So thank you all so much for watching. Have an enjoyable day or night, depending on what time you're watching this. I'll see you guys in the very next video. Have a wonderful day. Peace.